Hello, MrIronBill, Too Old to Grind, here again with another farming video for the faction rally. Now in this particular case I'm setting up for a public event, and so I have my Polaris Lance. Actually a pretty solid weapon here, especially on Titan, and I like the ammo efficiency because as long as you can hit headshots, you really greatly conserve your ammo, and in addition you do more damage. So when I started this event, it was just myself and another person. I figured other people would join in, and eventually that's what does happen. And manage in a moment here to go ahead and get this turned into a heroic event. Now if you don't know, heroic events give you 5 faction tokens. If you don't go heroic, it's I believe 4, so it's not that much difference. That being said, what you can often do is if you can complete your heroic fast enough, and if there are enough people online at the time, you can usually finish up your heroic and then immediately fast travel back to the same area and do the same one again, and you can double and even triple up. Now, at the time frame in which I'm recording this video, it's the middle of the day, work day in the US, and of course there weren't as many people on. So early in the day I was able to fast travel back in several times. Very effective, especially on Titan. I'm going to give it a shot here. I've collected my tokens, I've gotten my rewards, and of course you immediately go back into it. Ignore this warning, go ahead and do it. You don't want your renown in this situation anyway, you'll get it right back. And here we go. There's nothing here, so I'm going to try for a third time, and I usually go 1, 2, 3. If I don't get it on the third try, that is just a waste of time. So while I'm in the rig here, I decide I'll go ahead and farm the lost sector here, which is a fairly easy thing to do. So in this case you want to set up for Wardcliff coil. That's the main thing, and usually better devils, although I don't change that right away. So to the Wardcliff I have only 1 round, but that's okay, that's all you need, because when you kill the ogre you will get 1 round back as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing. So into the lost sector. Okay, I remember the better devils, so I'll go ahead and put it on now. It's just much more efficient. It's easier to see running. There we go, slide into the grate, down the stairs, hop over the edge, whip right, and straight around. Cargo bay 3. Switch guns in midair, fire on the ogre, a few rounds of better devils, and that's all. Make sure you pick up your heavy, jump over to the crate. Now the trick to doing this quickly is killing yourself up here on this platform. Now normally when you respawn you'll be back at the base of the stairs. In this particular case I'm midway down the ramp and I have to go out, and that does happen every so often. It's not a big deal, you just go on out and then come back in. But this is normally where you respawn, right here. So you just turn right around, slide on through, and you get to the point where you're moving through this pretty quickly, and I can make at least a round every minute when it's all said and done, maybe a little quicker. So if you're thinking about that, that's about a token a minute, and if you do that an hour, obviously that's 60 tokens in an hour, or 3 levels. Now again, you could team up with a couple of other people and perhaps find more efficient ways to farm. But all I'm doing here is filling the dead time between public events. And I'll begin checking my map in a bit to see if a public event has popped up. And when it does, it will give me an indication as to how many more trips I can make. And when it's just popped there, and I see that I can make 2 more trips here, at least. If it were in the same area, I probably wouldn't have to do that, but I want to make sure I have time to get there and switch my guns up and grab the flag so I'm full ammo. So now notice the ogre's turned around. When that happens, sometimes you can go below like I just did here, although that's risky, and then I punch him. Almost went for the Wardcliff again, which would have killed me. Or you can jump on that platform the crane has lowered directly above where I landed there. Either way, works. You just have to be careful. So I'm going to kill myself again. And when I spawn, I'm going to have a look at my map, and I see that the public event is getting close enough that I could probably go through here one more time, which I'll do. I'll speed this up. And yes, Titans are good because you have that pulse grenade you can toss twice if necessary. Dead. And that's about as much as I want to push my luck. So I'm going to fast travel to the other area. Once there, gather my stuff, change my guns, public event starts, and I think I had about 40 seconds. I clipped this up a little bit. Had about 40 seconds. I might have been able to make one more trip, but that's neither here nor there. I'm situated to do this as quickly as I need to be. And the real purpose of doing that farm in the lost sector anyway is to fill the empty space between public events with something that is productive. And so maybe I only got 3 or 4 tokens while I was waiting. I got 3 or 4 tokens while I was waiting, and that is the point. So over time, even though this isn't, in the big bites that maybe doing other events with teammates is concerned, it is a steady drip of tokens. And this is easy enough that any player could do this. I'm nothing special, and I could do this all day long and get those levels up. Love the Polaris Lance. Check that out. No reload. Just steady into the chest, the belly there. Then when that one goes down, move over to the other one. Just pound the legs. You'll never have to reload while shooting the legs. Now for the belly. This is just an incredibly easy to use gun and very effective. Alright, a little bit more here. And we're just going to finish him off. And that's that. Let the rewards roll. Drop down, pick up the chest. Although I'm about to the place where I'm not even worried about the materials out of the chest anymore. It's the possibility of an exotic is the only reason I would go for it. Now here's an example of how not to behave during the faction rally week. Most people are farming these public events to get their renown up, but to get the most renown you possibly can, you need to turn an event heroic. So Gorilla, Danman, and I are here, and Danman brags that he could wipe out this tank using his Acreus and a shoulder charge debuff to take it out. So Gorilla and I encourage him to do just that, which he is about to do as soon as we take this walker down. So once again with the Polaris Lance, I'm pounding away on the leg, and he is shooting as well. He goes down. Now watch Dan jump up on the cannon there, and I'm going to go ahead and fire at the belly while it's exposed, and look at that bar drop. Now those poor guys who are in there with us are scrambling to get the orbs in fast enough to beat that. There is no way that's going to happen. And then Dan decides to make a friend. And I want you to watch this. It has become apparent now that they've been trolled a little bit. And he'd said people would hit him when he does this. So let's watch. Hi there, friend. There. And that's it. IronBill out. Too old to grind.